One thing I've learned from my mentors, don't take advice from people that you would not switch places with. I think fitness translates to business. Your body, it definitely shows people like how hard you're willing to work and how consistent you can be in discipline and sacrifice. It's not just about the money. I think the success to me is just being the best version of yourself.
There's different levels of success. You got the money, but then I feel like once you're helping other people and you're helping them make their dreams come true, that's just a whole different realm.
If you keep winning the day, you're going to win the week. And if you win the week, you'll win the month, you'll win the years, and then you'll just have a successful life. The last thing I want to hear on the interview is I have life insurance sales experience.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Miami Injury Lawyer podcast. Today we have Spencer Kozej, life insurance agency owner. How many agents do you have under you now?
Active, I would say it depends on who's submitting for the week, but probably anywhere between 60 to 80 currently submitting each week, I would say.
60 to 80 submitting every week, and this whole thing started just a couple of years ago, right?
About 3.5, 4 years ago.
3.5 years ago. He's going to tell us his story on how he became so successful so quick and what his next steps are for the future, because this is just a start.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Thank you for having me, dog. Appreciate it.
Man. So let's jump right into it.
Yep.
What do you do?
So I'm a life insurance agency sales owner. I'm actually partnered with a couple people. The owner of our agency, technically, his name's Simon Arias.
Okay.
He's one of my mentors. He's been doing the insurance game for 16 years now.
Wow.
And he started just as everybody starts out, a regular sales agent, but then the people that end up killing it as a sales agent have the opportunity to grow their own team and eventually run their own agency. So Simon absolutely crushed the leaderboards, runs the biggest agency in all of basically the country right now.
Wow.
So I'm technically under his agency, but I also have my own team. We're based out of Tampa, and we hire people in Miami. We hire people all across the United States because it's a virtual sales thing.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, that's basically what it's all about. And Simon teaches me basically everything I know. So I'm blessed and grateful to learn from, if you look into it, one of the best people to ever really be in the industry.
Yeah. And how did this whole thing start?
So my cousin, Mark Bernstorff, who's 29 right now.
How old are you, by the way?
I just turned 24.
24. And he has a yours. We'll talk about that later.
But my cousin, Mark, he's in Tampa still.
Yeah.
He's from Ohio. I'm from Pittsburgh. Our moms are sisters.
Okay.
And he went to the University of Pittsburgh, played football, was an athlete, everything like that. He graduated college and got right into the insurance game up in Pittsburgh, where I was from. He got hired and started working out of Simon's office in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
And when he started, I was just graduating high school, and he was already building his team. So he actually recruited me while I was in high school, a senior.
Holy shit.
And I went in for an interview, and when I was in high school, I was like a troublemaker, idiot, just super immature. And I'm like, whatever, I'll go in for this interview just to see what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I went in for the interview. These guys start talking about you can make $100K your first year. Everyone's got on nice watches. There's like Bentleys in the parking lot. So then I go home and tell my parents, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to college. Like, these dudes are making $100K. That's more than anybody makes in my hometown. So like, they told me I don't need a college degree. I'm not going to college. And my parents obviously thought it was too good to be true. So they're like, no, that's a scam. That's a pyramid scheme. They're just trying to make money off you, blah, blah, blah. Go to college.
Yeah.
So I listened to my parents. I ended up going to college. My grades in high school, like my GPA cumulative was a 1.8. So very, very bad.
Did you even graduate?
Hardly. I had to pay for credit recovery, which basically means you pay to graduate.
Holy shit.
So I had to go to community college, which is like 13th grade. It's like not college whatsoever. It's just kind of where the rejects go, I guess.
Yeah.
So I went there for a year. My cousin Mark, his first year in the insurance industry, made like $119,000.
Wow.
Which from where I'm from in Pittsburgh, that's like more money than everyone's parents combined.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy cow, he made a lot of money that first year. And then I started kind of watching him. I'm like, okay, I'm tempted to just completely drop out of college, not tell anyone, and start working with him. Because I was concerned coming out of college what I would be doing for money with just a basic degree from a community college.
Yeah.
And he starts recruiting me again. He's like, yo, you're a hard worker. You're in the gym all day. Like, if you put that work ethic into an industry where it's performance-based, you'll make a boatload of money. So he starts catching my attention. Still didn't do it. So I go through community college for my second year. And about halfway through the year is when COVID started, and a lot of colleges switched to Zoom, like doing everything virtually. And I already hated college. Like I never liked it. It wasn't for me. And now the fact that I would have to do it from Zoom and like just be cooped up in my house was the ultimate, like, okay, I'm not going to be doing this because I just really don't like it. So then I started juggling the ideas of, okay, I want to do something exceptional. I always wanted to make a lot of money, and I never wanted to be average. Like I just hate the thought of being average. So my options were go do this insurance thing with my cousin, or I was like super into training and I was just committed to trying to be a Navy SEAL. So like I juggled those two for a while. And then one day I was praying. I'm like, what do I need to do? And I just felt like God told me just drop out of college and go do the insurance thing. So that day I told my parents, yo, I'm going to do this insurance thing with Mark. We're moving to Florida in 2 weeks because he just got promoted to open an office in Florida.
Gotcha.
And my parents thought I was kidding, so they didn't take it really serious. And then like 2 days before we were leaving for Florida, I told them again, I'm like, yo, I'm leaving for Florida in 2 days, just so you know, and you're probably not going to see me for a while because I'm going to work. And then they were like, I mean, there was nothing they could do to stop me because I was committed to it.
Yeah.
And they were super concerned, like telling me it's too good to be true, blah, blah, blah. But I went anyway, and it was probably the best decision of my life. Moved to Florida when I was 19. Only money I had because my parents don't have a lot of money, and they didn't really support me doing it. They support me, but they didn't support my decision.
Yeah.
So they cashed out my like savings bonds I got as a baby, if you know what those are.
No.
I don't know. It's like something your aunts and uncles give you as a kid. It's like a savings bond. I don't even know what it is.
How much was it?
It was $800. That's all I had moving down. So they sent me down with $800, and
Holy
it's
shit.
100% commission. So I was like forced to figure it out, which is a blessing in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. When you have no other option but to succeed, I mean, what else are you going to do?
Yep.
So $800, you move to Tampa. What happens next?
So I'm grateful that my cousin Mark actually took me under his wing. I moved into his apartment. So he paid for my rent for like the first month or two.
Nice.
That way the money I was making, I could buy food and I could save it. But like my food for honestly the first 6 months, I was just eating canned chicken from Target and microwavable rice for like 6 months straight.
Holy shit.
Not because I couldn't afford other food, but because like I wanted to start saving money so I could start doing better things with my lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm just going to spend bare minimum amounts of money for 6 months, work as hard as I can, save up a bunch of money, and then when I got that money saved, start investing it into things that can help me like build a sales team.
Okay. And what were some of those things that you invested in?
So for building a sales team, a lot of it's about like getting attention and having people ask you, what do you do? So if I pull up to the gym in a beat up Honda, no one's going to ask me like, what do you do?
Right.
Therefore, I'm never going to strike a conversation that can lead to me recruiting someone. So when I was new in the business and I only had maybe $50,000 saved up to start investing, it was things like designer clothes, fancy dinners, a nice apartment, nothing crazy, but enough where other 20-year-olds are like, how has he had a steak dinner 3 times a week? And how's he wearing different designer clothes every single day of the week? You know what I mean? Nice apartment, small stuff like that I've grown out of, but that's kind of where I started. And that was always my vision, is get people asking me, what do you do?
That's nuts. So 20 years old, you already had $50,000.
Yeah, I saved up $50K pretty quick.
That's fucking crazy. And like, what, the starting salary for most people is like 50 grand coming out of college? Dude, I know some people that went to law school and they still make 50, 60 grand their first year out of law school.
Yeah.
So that's huge. And like, what drove you in the beginning?
I would say, number one, proving people wrong. Because like when I started telling people what I was going to do, family members, friends from Pittsburgh, etc., everyone told me, you're stupid. Like, why are you dropping out of college? That's a pyramid scheme, blah, blah, blah. So as selfish as it sounds, or egotistical, whatever the word may be, one of my driving forces was like, I just want to prove everybody wrong and make it undeniable that this industry can change your life. And like, you don't need a college degree to be successful, and you don't need to know people in the industry to be successful. And you also don't have to be 30 to 40 years old to be successful. Like, if you find the right industry and you got a work ethic, I just wanted to prove to people like, you can be successful fast and young without a college degree, because when I was struggling in college, I didn't have anybody to look to that was like, yo, you can be successful without a college degree.
Right.
I just had a bunch of broke teachers and broke friends and family members telling me you need a college degree to be successful. Meanwhile, they're not even successful.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny. I had a similar conversation with a prior professor of mine, but he was actually a practicing attorney while he was teaching as an adjunct professor. And I actually had lunch with him last week. I hadn't seen him in years since I graduated law school. I was like, dude, it's so shitty that all these professors in law school have never practiced law a day in their life.
Yep.
And yet they're breeding the next generation of lawyers. And the same thing applies for regular school, right? Like
Yep.
college, high school, whatever it may be, is that unfortunately they're not the best role models. I'm sure they have great character, but for someone that wants to be an entrepreneur, they can't really look at their teacher and be inspired by that, which is unfortunate. So you're a year in, right? You make $50K.
I had $50K saved.
You had $50K saved.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. No debt.
No debt. I bought my first car cash, so yeah, no debt.
What was your first car?
A C300 Mercedes.
Nice. And that was part of the image.
That was part of the image, yeah.
Do you think it helped you?
100%. I know for a fact it helped me, because one of the people that rode with me for 3 to 4 years in the industry, like one of the first people I recruited, I remember asking him, what got you recruited? And he said, I knew you in high school. You were an idiot, like immature. And then I watched you go down to Tampa, change your life around as a person in general, like become less immature, more responsible, good daily habits. And then when I saw you buy that Mercedes and post it on Instagram, that's what made me say, okay, this must be legit. And then he ended up hitting me up for a job.
That's crazy. Does he still work with you now?
He does, but he's up in Pittsburgh, partner with a different team, but still in the industry.
Nice. That's awesome that, you buy something obviously for yourself and to market yourself too.
Yep.
And then it ends up changing his life, right?
Yep.
So ripple effect.
100%.
And I'm sure that he bought some cool stuff, inspired other people.
Yep.
And it's not all about the nice things, but nonetheless, that stuff helps.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
So you're a year in, you got 50 grand saved. Now you're in Miami, not in Tampa anymore.
No, I was in Tampa for 3 years. I just moved to Miami.
But I'm saying now.
Now I'm in Miami.
2024, you're in Miami. What happened between Tampa and Miami?
So what happened between then was my cousin Mark and myself, we had a small, crappy office in St. Petersburg, Florida. If you came there, you would have thought like it was a crack house. It was an old abandoned bank, which is where we ran our office. And we recruited, kept bringing agents in, building our team, having people quit, build it up again, people quit. And then it got to the point where we were doing so well that we ended up getting a bigger office. So just last July, we signed a lease on a new office in Tampa. So not St. Petersburg, it was in Tampa, like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Massive office, tons of cubicles, tons of offices. And we were building that up to the point where like there was enough people to fill it pretty much. And then since what we sell, we can sell virtually.
Yeah.
We can also build our team virtually.
Right.
And we started experimenting with like, let's see how the team does if everyone just works from home instead of going to the office. And we ended up doing more. Like the team started doing better when everyone started working from home. So we still have the office in Tampa for people to go to and kind of mingle and meet up with people on the team. But like when we saw that people work better from home and we can hire people all across the country, we were like, well, if we're going to work from home, we may as well work from home in like the best city in America, Miami.
Yeah.
Rather than being in Tampa, because Tampa's cool, but it's nothing on Miami.
Right.
So that's why a bunch of us moved to Miami.
That's awesome. And how has the quality of your life changed since you've been in Miami?
Drastically, because in Tampa, I was in the nicest building in Tampa. There's not too many, but my apartment was like a 3-bedroom corner unit in the nicest building in Tampa. Nice. But then our team stopped growing at the rate that it was growing before. So I sold all my furniture, moved into a trap house because that's where I started. And when I was in the trap house, that's when I was on grind mode. Mm-hmm. So I moved back to the same place that I started in when I was 19.
Really?
Like same building, not the same room, but same building. No furniture, just my laptop and my bed. And I'm like, I'm not getting another nice place until our team's cracking again. So I was low-key in the slums for the last 6 months in Tampa, intentionally. It's not like I couldn't afford something nice. So when we moved to Miami, it was a drastic difference because now I'm back in a nice spot, got furniture, and it's dope. I love it.
So do you think like moving back into that shitty apartment, if I can call it that?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool when I moved in and I was 19,
Yeah.
but it's not nice by any means.
But relatively speaking, like, did that make you want to go harder?
100%, because when I was in the nice apartment, I found myself sometimes working and be like, I kind of want to chill. Like, I want to sit on the couch or maybe go sit out on the balcony. But when I moved back to my original apartment where I started in, I didn't have furniture. I didn't have a TV, no couch, literally no chair. So even if I was eating, I was standing up eating at the kitchen table.
That's crazy.
So literally all I could do was sit at my desk and work, and there was nothing else.
You just had a desk and a bed.
Yeah, a desk and a bed for like
That's
6 months. It was dope.
That's great though. I mean, you put yourself in that mindset, like you have, once again, you have no choice but to succeed.
Yep.
Man, that's interesting. So you moved to Miami. Now your recruiting style is pretty similar to before, right? But now you're using a lot of social media.
Yep.
You're buying cooler stuff.
Yep.
How has social media helped you recruit?
Dramatically, like we probably had close to 500 hires last year for our team. Not everyone sticks, so that's why we only have 60 to 80 agents. But all 500 for the most part came from social media.
Wow.
And then this year alone, we're already creeping up on 500 like 5 months in.
Wow.
And every single one comes from social media. And I think it's just cool because when I was brand new, my Instagram was like just a regular high schooler, completely random Instagram. And the only way I could get people to join my team was through DMing them. I would send out 20 to 30 DMs a day. Hey, my name's Spencer. I'm running a sales team here in Tampa. Like, hit me up if you're interested. And the response rate was like, if I sent 100 DMs, maybe one person would answer. And that was fine. That was how I was building my team at that moment. But my vision was always, I want my social media to get to a point where it's good enough, where I don't have to send DMs. And instead of me sending 20 DMs a week, it's 20 people DMing me a week. And like, that was always my vision. Me and my boy that started in the industry around the same time, we were like, just keep pouring money into social media, connections, like whatever we got to do, learning about it. So we don't have to be the kids sitting here blasting out cold DMs every day for sales reps to hit us up.
Yeah.
We wanted people hitting us up. And it's been that way for over a year now. Like constantly people hit me up, yo, how can I join your team? What do you do?
Wow, that's
so
awesome.
It's dope to see it go full
huge.
circle.
Yeah, yeah. And social media is so powerful. You just got to use it the right way.
Yep.
What are some of the cool things you've done that you've posted on social media to help recruit? I know a couple of them, and I want everyone that's listening to hear them too.
Yeah, so when I'm approaching social media, all I think of is what would I have to see to catch my attention, and what would someone have to post to make me want to work with them or to like stand out. So a couple things is like I've bought a handful of cars just because like when people buy nice cars and they're young, it makes you start thinking, what does this person do? So I bought cars. One of the ones recently that was cool is I made a sign that says hiring virtual sales reps. And then we dove with sharks, like wild sharks out in the ocean.
I saw that. That was sick.
We had a videographer come, so we got pictures with just wild sharks, no cage. The one recently was the airplane flying over South Beach, hire Spencer, or look up Spencer, whatever, hiring virtual sales reps. I've done meeting with certain famous people to get them to talk about Spencer's hiring sales reps. There's a funny one if you scroll deep into my page, kind of embarrassing, but I wore like a fake Louis Vuitton outfit head to toe. Clearly fake, like I wasn't trying to act like I was wearing designer.
Yeah.
But I was sitting on the beach with my boy, and I have my laptop, and it's just like a funny, corny skit where he's like, sir, what do you do for work where you can be wearing Louis Vuitton and working on the beach?
That's funny.
That's a classic one because we were like 20 years old just looking dumb.
Yeah.
Let me think if there's any other ones.
What's your Instagram, by the way, so they know? We're going to link it as well.
Spencer.Kozej.
Spell it.
SPENCER.KOZEJ.
Sick. The shark one is great because you're like, I'm looking to hire sharks or something like that.
Looking to hire hungry sales reps.
Hungry sales reps.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Have you seen like significant amount of DMs of people interested after you make those certain posts?
So yeah, some of them hit a little bit harder than the others. Some of the best ones are when I match up with people that have a big following already.
Yeah.
And just get them to collab with me on a post or repost my page.
Yeah.
Because obviously the more eyes seeing it, the more people are going to hit you up.
Of course.
But some of the creative ones, like the shark one, has generated like a ton of people hit me up from that.
That's awesome. And to backtrack a little bit, talking about switching your team to completely virtual, I have a virtual law firm, and some of the challenges we face, I should say, is like managing people virtually. How have you approached that, and how has it worked out for you?
So I would say something I'm grateful for is having a team of leaders under me that can help me manage everybody. I think we have about between 23 and 25 sales managers on the team.
Okay.
And every single one of them is like hardworking, reliable, consistent in what they do, a good person outside of the office and inside the office. So having a team under you that can help you manage, and you can delegate things to them and teach people to use their hierarchy. So like if we got a new agent, they know don't hit me up if they got a simple question, hit up your manager. And if your manager doesn't know, they can hit me up.
Right.
That way I don't have 60 people texting me all day. I'll only have like my 5 direct contacts and then just work everything through the chain of command.
Gotcha.
And then also something I do is I identify who's up and coming and got the most talent, and I'll schedule 15-minute phone calls with people on my team every week just to check in, be like, yo, do you need me? How's everything going? Do you have questions? Is there anything I can help you with? So just that constant contact with the people that have talent, so they know I care, and to build a relationship with them too, so they don't quit.
Yeah. And it's hard building relationships virtually, but if you have those one-on-one calls, probably helps tremendously.
The one-on-one calls help. I like to do things with the team in person as much as possible. So dinners on the weekends, get them on a boat, have them come chill at my place, fly them out, or go fly and meet them somewhere. But definitely meeting with them in person is pretty ideal too.
Yeah. And we haven't really touched on this yet, but if someone is interested in doing what you do, like, what does it entail? How do they go about contacting you? I'm assuming it's DM. And then what does like being on your team entail?
So the best way to get involved is if you DM me. I'm just going to tell you, click the link in my bio, because I got a ton of people that DM me, and we're looking to hire people, but we're not desperate.
Yeah.
It's like if someone wants me to just text them, I'm not going to text you 1v1 until you actually join the team and prove you're worth my time.
Right.
So I say, click the link in my bio. They watch a company overview. It explains what we do, how we get paid, how we get leads, company history, how you get promoted, etc.
Gotcha.
If they're interested, they can schedule an interview. I run a group interview with like 20 to 30 people a week, just because there's a bunch of people that apply. And then on the interview, if people have questions at the end, I open it up for questions so we can talk and make sure things are clear. And then what does it entail when you're on the team? It's super simple. We sell life insurance. So basically you make phone calls, you find people to sell to that we provide the leads. So really you're calling your leads, getting them on Zoom, pitching them life insurance, hoping that they buy. But if you really want to make bread, it's you master the sales process, and then you get into a leadership position where then you can build your own team. So now you know how to sell. It comes down to whoever can recruit the most people to your team, train them how to sell. That's how you're going to make the most money, because you make money off their sales too.
Right. And what kind of money are people making?
So
some examples.
Our best personal producer, so someone that's not making money from their team, just personal production, I would say average this year, if we're 5 months in, they're around 230K in sales for the year. Not all that's income. It's probably like 120, 30K. So I'd say if you're just selling life insurance and you're a killer, 30, 40, 50K a month.
Wow. We
got a couple of people doing that. Ellis, Galley, a couple other people.
Wow.
But if you're building a team, you can make like stupid money, as much money as you ever could possibly want, because there's no cap. I could hire 50,000 agents if I could figure out a way. And if I make $100 a week from 50,000 agents, then I don't know how much money that is, but it's possible.
It's a lot.
It's a boatload.
That's like $5 million.
Yeah. And with things being virtual, like someone's going to get to 50,000 agents.
Yeah. That's nuts. What's your goal?
My goal this year is 1,000 agents a week consistently submitting. So that doesn't mean I have to hire 1,000 agents. I'm going to have to hire 3,000 agents if I want 1,000 of them consistent.
Yeah.
So that's my goal this year. By the end of the year in December, I want 1,000 people consistently making money every single week.
Nice. And what are some like notable success stories that you've had on your team?
So one of them is my friend Noah. He hit me up when I was 21. He's from Pennsylvania. We had never met. He saw me on Instagram, hit me up. He's like, yo, I want to do what you do. I'm like, all right, bro, get licensed. You can move in with me if you want. 2 days later, he's already licensed. He's calling me, yo, my flight's tonight. I'm coming down to Tampa. I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't actually want this kid moving in with me. But he showed up at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, all right, bro, whatever. You can sleep on my couch. So he slept on my couch for like a month or two, saved up. He was a college dropout too, 20 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Slept on my couch for a month or two, saved up money, got his own apartment. He built his team. We were in Tampa for 2 years. Last year, he got married. He's got like 5 kids now. Well, he married a girl with 4 kids already, but
Okay.
but he's also having his own. He's like 22,
Holy
providing
shit.
for this big family, moved up to West Virginia, still works with us, but he's working virtually.
Wow.
So it's just crazy. Like he hit me up, just a little kid, 20-year-old college dropout. He was like 5'2", just honestly like a cute little kid. And now he's like a dad of five kids, providing for
That's
him.
nuts.
So that's wild. And then there's just a bunch of people that I don't know.
Right.
They hit me up on Instagram, and now we're like best friends, and they're making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, just because they saw an opportunity, hit me up, worked hard. It has nothing to do with what I teach them.
Right.
It's just about like who takes the opportunity seriously, works hard, and like what I teach helps a little bit. But I could teach you everything. If you don't work hard, sacrifice, put in the hours, it means nothing. So like the people that are killing it, it's not because of me. It's because like they work hard, they're consistent, they sacrifice, they're coachable,
Yeah.
and then they take the opportunity for what it's worth.
Let's say someone's interested, but they're like, I have no sales experience. I don't know how to sell. What are like your top 3 sales tips for them in life insurance?
So first off, I would rather hire someone with no sales experience than with sales experience, because a lot of times when someone's hitting me up and they're like, so I'll run the interview and I'll be like, why should I hire you? And they're like, oh, I sold life insurance for 3 years, so I know what I'm doing. My question goes to, if you sold life insurance for 3 years, why are you quitting and hitting me up to join my team?
Right.
Because I know when I sold life insurance for 3 years, the last thing I was doing was looking for another insurance career. Mm-hmm. So it's typically those people that bounce from career, car sales, then insurance sales, then real estate. Like they're just quitters and they're excuse makers, blaming people, not taking self-accountability. So like the last thing I want to hear on the interview is I have life insurance sales experience. Because that tells me, okay, I'm going to hire you. And then when things aren't going your way, you're going to quit and go look for the next best thing. But my best sales tips for people coming in with no sales experience, I would say is believe in your product. Like sales, apparently what they say is sales is a transfer of belief. So if you really believe in your product, you can sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
So like I believe in working out, so I don't get paid to convince people to work out, but when people like are talking to me about advice and how to build a business and how to feel good, like I sell them on working out because I truly believe in it. Same thing with anything. If you're selling a car and you don't believe in it, you're just selling it because you have to, you're going to sell less than the person that thinks this is the best car ever, it's the fastest, it's the cleanest looking. So something that I'm blessed for is I really believe in life insurance, and the clients that we're selling to like really, really need it. So it makes it very easy to sell. Like we sell to the middle, lower class. A lot of these families are paycheck to paycheck, $0 in their bank account. And one of the biggest things we can sell is a funeral and final expense plan. Because funerals are 15 to 30K on average. Like if me or you died, that's fine. We could probably just pay it off real quick for our family.
Yeah.
But majority of America is middle to lower class. They don't have 30 to 15K set aside. So when they die, their family's like screwed if they don't have life insurance. So it's so easy to sell it to them when you know they need it. And it's like, look, it's $50 a month. So when you die, we can pay your family $30,000. Like we're not doing anything to you. We're doing something for you.
Right.
So it's something easy to sell. My second sales tip would probably be just make more phone calls. It's all about the numbers. So you could be the most talented salesperson and I could be the most average salesperson. But if I'm making 300 phone calls a day and you're making 100 phone calls a day, over time, I'm probably going to beat you because I'm just outworking you and putting more reps in. So that's maybe number one tip, is just outwork everybody and put more reps in. And then the third sales tip would probably be develop yourself, like just become the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually.
Yeah.
Because you also need confidence to sell.
Yeah.
And the only way to be confident is developing yourself, so you know you're the right person. And yeah, that would be my 3 sales tips.
I think that's fucking fire.
Yeah.
That was great. And then going from that class clown with a 1.8 GPA to now the Spencer Kozej. Yeah, you're 24?
24, yeah.
You have a Urus, you're in great shape, you take care of yourself. How did you transform yourself?
I mean, I give a lot of credit to my mentor, Simon.
Okay.
Because he's just like a dog all around. He makes a ton of money. Great relationship with his wife. He's had the same wife for a long time. Great relationship with his kids. He's jacked. He's up in the gym early every single morning. He's not out clubbing, going to strip clubs or anything. He would never cheat on his wife. Like, he's just an all-around dog. So when I came into the business, I could look up to him and be like, he's a dog. And I want my people on my team to be able to look up to me.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to be a class clown and have people on my team not respect me. I want to be like, undeniably, he's a dog. Like, disciplined, doesn't miss, healthy, good relationships, not a bad character, just a dog. So that's what I want.
Yeah. And I think you've painted that image of yourself very well. Like, it's funny, Anthony, my videographer, I told him, he got here at like 7:30, whatever, we're setting up. And I'm like, yo, we have to be ready at 8 because Spencer's going to be here on time. I was like, 100%. There's one thing about Spencer, he doesn't fucking miss. And then 7:58, you call me, yo, I'm at the lobby. What do I do? So, like, clearly it's consistent throughout all aspects of your life. I remember the first time we met was through Adam from American Income, which was the first guest on the podcast.
Yep.
We met him. I saw him at the gym, and then he introduced me to you.
Yep.
And then like 2 weeks later, we worked out like a 5 a.m. workout.
Yep.
And we didn't realize that we fucking scheduled it the day after the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't even know that was the day after the Super Bowl.
I'm not big into sports, so it didn't really bother me. All right, you too.
No, I didn't even know that was the Super Bowl day.
Yeah. So, but we were still at the gym, 5 a.m.
Yep.
And then it's awesome because I see your whole team at the gym with you too.
Yep.
And I've gotten to know a lot of those guys, hanging out in the sauna and stuff. And it seems like you really inspired those guys. And it must be really like fulfilling for yourself too. Mm-hmm. Like, there's different levels of success, right? You got the money, but then I feel like once you're helping other people and you're helping them make their dreams come true, that's just a whole different realm.
Yeah.
So, like, what is success to you?
I mean, success to me,
I know it's a deep question.
it is a deep question. Let me think. I mean, I would say it's definitely not about the money. Like, the money's cool. It's not about that. I think the success to me is just being the best version of yourself in all aspects. Your career, your health, your family, relationships, what you do when no one's around. And success to me would be every single day not missing and just being the best at your work, outside of your work, with what you eat, what you talk about, what you do. And if you just win the day, well, then if you keep winning the day, you're going to win the week. And if you win the week, you'll win the month, you'll win the years, and then you'll just have a successful life. And it's not just about the money. It's about everything.
Yeah. Was that an Andy Frisella reference?
Might be. I don't know.
Oh, you don't even know? Oh,
no.
Dude, you gotta watch Andy Frisella.
I've heard "Win the Day" from my cousin Mark, who watches Andy Frisella.
Dude,
so
he says the same thing. He has this thing called the power list. It's just 5 things that you do every day.
Yeah, my cousin talks about that.
Yeah, so if you do them every day, you win the day. If you do all 5 things that day, you win the day. And then if you do it every day for the week, you win the week. You win the month. You win the year.
I agree with that.
You win in life. Damn, that's awesome. So your parents, you said that they kind of doubted you in the beginning.
Yep.
What's their opinion now?
So this is what it was when I started. My mom. So let me backtrack. One thing I've learned from my mentors: don't take advice from people that you would not switch places with. I take advice from my parents on relationship advice because they've been married for 20 plus years. They never argue. They got a great relationship. I would take advice on them on how to raise your kids because I got 5 siblings. Everyone's like got their head on their shoulders. I would take advice from them on how to be good parents, you know what I mean? But I would not take advice on them on how to be successful financially because they don't have the type of money that I'm looking to make.
Yeah.
So when I was telling them what my financial goals were, my mom was saying stay in school, like, don't do that, crying because I wanted to drop out and pursue my financial career.
Yeah.
And my dad was telling me, it's too good to be true. I remember the quote, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And he's telling me that looks to me like a pyramid scheme. And I'm like, well, honestly, I don't even care what it is. We could be selling drugs for all I care. I just want to make money. But what I've learned is anyone that's not financially successful looks at a good opportunity and tells you it's too good to be true because they just don't know. Because if they did know, they would be doing something better and they wouldn't be struggling financially.
Yeah.
So they didn't support me at all coming into it, which I was totally fine with because I wanted to prove them wrong. I never asked them for a single penny. That was like one of my commitments, as I'll never ask you for a penny. I'd rather be homeless before I ask you for a penny. And now they love it. My mom has an Amex credit card that I pay off, and I tell her, you can buy anything you want, whenever you want. Don't have to ask. Don't have to say thank you. I'll just pay it off. So she has no financial stress whatsoever. And my dad supports me too. I mean, he's kind of quiet, but like I know he's supportive and proud.
Yeah.
And I pay for some of their stuff too. Like they're coming on vacation next month. I paid for it, and I don't expect any thank yous or anything. And I don't want it to be like I told you so, but like that's what I want. I want to be able to provide.
Yeah, 100%. And when was it that it clicked? Like, holy shit! Like I'm making real money. Like this is something that changed my life. There had to be like a certain point.
Yeah, there was. I would say week 2, I got paid $2,000.
Second weekend.
Yeah, second weekend.
Wow.
Because I remember one of my mentors, Greg, texted me like, bro, you just made $2,000. Like, you're 20 years old. You're on pace to make 100K. And growing up, my goal was like, if I can make 100K by the time I'm 50, I'll be lit. So when I proved to myself, no sales experience, 20 years old, second week with leads, and I made $2,000.
Damn.
That was all I needed to know. I'm like, all right, if I can do that, I can do that for the rest of my life, and I can only get better. So that's really when I noticed.
And that's when it clicked, like 2 weeks in.
That's when it clicked. I'm like,
that's nuts.
$2,000, I'll never make less than 100K because I just made $2,000 as a 20-year-old with no sales experience.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that along the way you've bought with that money?
Oh, there's a lot. Let's see. I've gone through a bunch of cars, taken fat L's on all of them when I go to sell them because they depreciate. So my first car was a C300. Then I got a V6 Range Rover. Sold that. Got a G550 G-Wagon when I was like 21. Sold
nuts.
that. Got a V8 Range Rover Sport, so slightly upgraded the Range Rover.
Yeah.
Then I got rid of that Range Rover. Bought a G63 2021. So that was like a nicer G-Wagon.
Yeah.
Sold that, got the Urus. I've had a motorcycle that got stolen and hijacked, so that was my sign from God that I don't need a motorcycle.
Yep.
Cool apartments, nice watches, dinners, vacations. I bought my girlfriend a Range Rover.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Let's talk about the Urus. How's that car?
I like the Urus because that was always my dream car when I started. Like, I wanted a Lambo. So when I got the Urus, that was a good feeling.
Yeah. And like, it's crazy because when you get the Lambo, like when I got mine, dude, in the beginning, like I could afford it very, very well. But I would still like couldn't sleep because I'm like, fuck, I got to work harder now. Like, do you think all that stuff has motivated you more?
It has motivated me, but I'm kind of past it now. Like, I'm kind of past. I always wanted a Lambo, so that was always my motivation. I want a Lambo. Now it's like, okay, I kind of want a different car, like maybe a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. That's probably my next one.
Nice.
Actually, that is my next one. But I more want like big things. Like I want a big fat house on the water.
Yeah.
Because like a Lambo is at this point so easily attainable.
Right.
Like cars, they're expensive, but they're not that expensive.
Right.
Like if I really wanted to, I could just have a push month and go buy a Cullinan like that.
Yeah.
But I want like a fat crib on the water, pool, mansion. So like that pushes me because that's going to take more time, more grind, and it's not so easily to attain.
Yeah, that's real wealth.
Yeah.
And let's backtrack once again into you working out. We were talking about the gym. Tell us about like your workout plan, how you stay in great shape while you're working so hard, and how it's helped you in the long run.
Well, I think fitness, I tell this to my team, I think fitness translates to business because I'm in decent shape. Like a lot of people would tell me I'm in good shape.
If you guys are listening on audio, this guy's fucking jacked. All right? He's not in decent shape. He's an animal.
But the thing is, I've been going hard, like hard at the gym for 6 or 7 years. And when I was in high school, I was also not just a troublemaker, arguably the skinniest, smallest kid in high school.
Holy shit.
Which I didn't like because I'm competitive and I'm like, okay, everyone here could beat me up and I don't like that. Yeah. So I got super serious. I worked out every single day. I still don't take days off because I just can't. Like, I can't not work out for the day.
Yeah.
So, like, I swear, probably in the past 6 years, actual days off from the gym where I didn't work out is probably less than 12. And I know fitness gurus would tell you that's bad because you got to rest to grow, which is fine. Like, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I'm just trying to stay in shape. But same thing with fitness. You have to do it every single day. Be consistent, sacrifice, eat things you don't want to eat. When you're out to dinner with people that are eating things you would rather eat, you got to stick with what your meal plan says. And it's the same thing with business. Like, to get in the best business shape, it's a every single day grind. It doesn't start out sexy. You might start out below other people. But if you just do the same thing every single day, work hard every single day, sacrifice stuff when other people are doing stuff you might want to do, but you stay down with what you know works, it all works out over time. So I feel like your body shows people, it definitely shows people like how hard you're willing to work and how consistent you can be in discipline and sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I think it translates over into business too. Like, it's those things that can make people successful in business.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of just freestyle it. I just go to the gym, chat GPT, write me a fire shoulder workout.
Really?
Yeah. And then whatever it is, I just go hard at it.
Holy
and then I eat healthy. Like, I've been eating healthy for years.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, there's not many days that you haven't worked out, 12 within the past 6 years. That's like 2 days off a year. But before you work out, or on the days you haven't worked out, you feel a lot different. You don't perform as well at work.
Not at
right?
all. No.
Like, that's how I am.
Yeah. I get like on edge, antsy. Like, I like to work out at 5:30 and be able to start working by 8 or 9. But at the slim chance I sleep in and wake up late, I'm not starting work until I work out because my work's not going to be the same. I'll be on edge, foggy brain, not patient. But like, once I work out and then I start working, I feel good.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that, which is unfortunate because they'll never reach their true potential without taking their body to its physical limits.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get to your mental limits. And you said you wanted to be a Navy SEAL too. Do you look up to Navy SEALs? Are there certain books about Navy SEALs that you've read in the past? Wait, pause. Anthony, put your phone on silent, bro. Keeps beeping.
So what made me interested in Navy SEALs is when I was in community college, I don't know what I was doing. I can remember it clear as day. I was laying on my living room floor on a pink carpet. Nobody was home. I think my family was out of town or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I was on YouTube. And I watched a video of David Goggins. It was the first time I heard of David Goggins. And I'm like, whatever, 30-minute video. I'm just going to watch this because I got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And he was just a dog talking like, he was saying stuff that I resonated with. And he was telling me like, when you think you're at 100%, you're at 40% of what you're actually capable of.
Yeah.
So I started saying like, who is this dude? What's he do? He was a Navy SEAL. And then he started talking about how he had to run and do all this hard workouts. And I was just like, that dude's a dog. So I want to be a dog. Like, that's always, I've never wanted to do anything average. Yeah. So that's what got me interested in the Navy SEALs is I just know they're dogs.
Yeah.
So that's why I was interested in it.
Have you trained with any Navy SEALs ever?
No, but we hired 3 Navy SEALs to join the sales team.
Holy shit.
Because my cousin's best friend in college ended up being a Navy SEAL.
Wow.
So we ended up hiring them to the sales team.
How are those guys doing?
They didn't technically start yet. They're like in the licensing process, and I think they're waiting till they're officially out of the Navy SEALs.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure they'll be studs.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that just translates to excellence in all areas of life.
Yep.
And I got to find the name of it. Maybe you know about it. But there's this guy that puts on these training programs. That's like the Navy SEAL Hell Week, but for business owners.
That would be dope. I've never heard of that.
I got to look into that. That'd be good for you.
That'd be sick. I don't run as much as I used to, so I might have to train for that.
Yeah, I can't run for shit. But you got to push past the limits.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
So now you're 24 years old. Some people would say that you've made it, right? Like, you've got the nice cars, you've got a big team, you're healthy. What's next for you?
So I'm just super obsessed with one thing, and that's the insurance industry. I have people hit me up, yo, you should start putting money into real estate and all this and that. I will eventually, but my mentor, Simon, who makes way more money than anybody that's ever told me to get into real estate, he says just stay focused on your thing, keep the main thing until you have so much money that you can throw it into other areas and like it won't affect your insurance business.
Yeah.
But until then, all in on the insurance business. So like for me, my goals is just 1,000 agents. And that's it. I'm just locked in on getting to 1,000 agents, and I'm not doing anything else with my money until I'm at 1,000 agents at least.
All right. When you're at 1,000 agents, how much money do you think you're gonna make?
I would say maybe 10 mil, maybe. I don't know. No, not 10 mil. 5 mil maybe for a year.
5 million.
With 1,000 consistent agents, yeah, probably 5 mil.
Wow, that's incredible. That's it. Well, I think we went through everything. Is there any closing remarks that you want to go through?
Nah, other than if you're a hard worker and you're looking to get paid, then we're hiring. Hit me up. We can put you in an industry that makes you a lot of money if you're a hard worker. But if you're not a hard worker and you're like someone that makes excuses and you want to get rich quick, get rich easy type thing, don't hit me up because that's not what it's all about. It's about hard work, consistency, the right mindset, be the right person because we're super picky with who joins our team.
Yeah.
Like you see the dudes on our team in the gym.
Yep.
We don't just hire anybody. Well, we do hire anybody, but if you're going to last, you got to be a dog. If not, you're going to end up not working out or getting cut.
Yeah.
So anyone that's a dog that wants a good opportunity that might be not happy with what they're currently doing, hit me up. We'll get you plugged in.
Yeah, guys, check out the link in his bio. We'll tag it down below. You guys will see him on my Instagram as well. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you guys want to make a shit ton of money selling life insurance, you don't need a degree, right?
Nope.
No degree, no sales experience required, just hard work and willing to, give it your all.
Yep.
Hit up Spencer, and I think we're pretty much done, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.